And what's going on, guys? Kale here, coming at you with another video. Today is actually going to be talking about everyone's favorite subject, and that is Heroes for Hire on War Defense, and just kind of some of the teams I've been using as kind of, obviously Infinity Watch works great, with Weapon X coming out pretty shortly. That's obviously another option. However, I realize a lot of people probably won't be unlocking Omega Red this first time around, as well as, we only have one Infinity Watch team per player. So I've kind of been playing around a little bit the last couple of wars with different kind of heroes for hire counters, and while none of these teams are really able to do massive punch-ups or even kind of punch-acrosses, they are capable of doing some punch-downs. And there's even a couple teams that can do kind of like, set you up for a double tap and whatnot. I'll also talk about Infinity Watch and kind of the kill order that I normally go with, and, basically just the way I go about kind of taking out heroes for hire. So first off, let's kind of go in. I'm doing war practice mode. And we're going to look here at some of the war teams that I'm currently kind of playing around with a little bit. So obviously, first and foremost is Infinity Watch. They counter them pretty well. It can be a little bit of a slow fight, and I will actually, for the Infinity Watch portion of this, I'll actually hop over to Taz's defense. Taz actually has the highest heroes for hire as far as power, so I'll be showing that off as well. So first off, let's go with the first team, and the first one is going to be Secret Avengers and Kestrel. They go pretty well, so we're looking here, we've got a 686k Secret Avengers plus Kestrel, and a 329k Heroes for Hire, courtesy of one of my alt accounts, Dracaris. So let's load in the fight. Now, kind of the strategy I've been using, and it kind of goes universally, but I typically will target Luke Cage first. Once Luke Cage is worked down, I will then switch over to Shang-Chi, and then following Shang-Chi, I will then switch over to Iron Fist over here, and then after that, it really doesn't kind of matter. Colleen and Misty by themselves aren't too impressive. So what we're going to do with Nick Fury, we are going to get some additional ads on the field, just to basically kind of create more targets. Really nothing more than that, because they are going to die pretty quickly. The Heroes for Hire do put out a lot of damage kind of in this first turn. So if you're able to survive the first turn, you normally can kind of get things going. So we're going to start things off. We're going to bang out Kestrel Special, get some defense downs. Now, keep in mind that when they drop below their health percentage and they heal back up, they are going to remove all debuffs, so just kind of keep that in mind. We would like some speed, so we're going to use Captain Sam over here in his ultimate, get some speed going for our team. We'll also get a ping from Kestrel, which actually knocked down Iron Fist over here. We've already gotten a charge removed from Shang-Chi, so we're now going to go in with Sharon Carter's ultimate and get a stun on the field. And that'll get rid of Luke Cage's first charge. Maria Hill is ability blocked, which is just kind of unfortunate. You essentially have a 1 in 5 chance of one of these characters being ability blocked. Obviously, the best option for that is Kestrel, since she cleanses it immediately on her turn. But anyway, we're going to go ahead and spread these positive buffs with Nick Fury's special. And let's see. So next up should be Kestrel, I think. Kestrel now, we are going to go and pop her ultimate and knock out all of Luke Cage's buffs. Now, if you can time it correctly, sometimes you can actually take Luke Cage out with that ultimate, and part of Kestrel's ultimate is that if a hero is killed with that, she actually can't revive, or he or she can't revive. We're now going to go ahead, we're going to get some little heals going. We're going to pop off Maria Hill's ultimate. Now we're going to go in, and we actually do want to ability block Iron Fist to make sure he's not kind of popping off more heals. So we will get him ability blocked over there, which he cleansed, so I mean that's fine. So Iron Fist and Shang-Chi and Luke Cage all have no more charges left, as well as Misty Knight over here. So we're doing pretty good. And let's go ahead and get some defense downs. All right. just finished off Luke Cage over here real quick. And next turn he should be out, and then we'll kind of keep going from there. So we'll go ahead and pop Maria Hill's special, get some little shield troopers on the field. And now I'm going to go ahead and target Shang-Chi and kind of get rid of him. Again, this team in general has some fairly good kind of like AoE damage. So when you're kind of looking at these weaker Heroes for Hires teams, they are able to get a lot of the damage out and get some of the charges kind of taken away as you're chipping down Luke Cage. So now we're going to go ahead. We're actually going to pop the special over here just to get the maximum amount of, people with the defense down. Colleen Wing is going to heal herself up and lose her charge. From a ping from Kestrel, we got rid of Iron Fist. So, like I said, normally I like to go for Shang-Chi first, but it's just kind of the way that worked. And now at this point, it's pretty simple. We will get rid of that last charge off Misty Knight real quick and go ahead and pop some defense down on Misty Knight. And yeah, pretty straightforward. Now, like I said, this is not going to work for a punch up. It's not going to work for a punch down. But if you do have a, punch up or punch across, it will work for a punch down, as you're obviously seeing. Mind you, this is almost a 300k punch down, but it works. Whereas, you can I've taken my symbiotes, which are, I think on war, they're like 820k, and they can't beat a 200k Heroes for Hire team. So, just kind of about the survivability of the team, the speed of the team. So you need a team that can kind of really get going pretty quickly. So anyway, all right, we will go ahead and test out the next team. So the next team we're looking at, definitely a bit more of a hybrid team. But let's go back over to Dracarys' Heroes for Hire. And so without the war buffs, because they don't get the war buffs in practice mode, we're looking at 329k. So this next team is actually going to be the New Warriors plus Surfer. And then kind of just a random fifth. So I do like using Loki over here because he does give speed up to all his Mystic allies. So Dagger, Cloak, and Deathpool. Most importantly, though, is I think it's... Actually, let me verify that. I want to say it's Mystic Controllers is who he specifically gives speed up to, which is Cloak. And kind of the benefit of that is Cloak will actually go before Deathpool. And the significance of this is if Deathpool is not ability blocked, she can then go ahead and spread all of the debuffs that Cloak is going to put on the field. Okay, yeah, so it's Mystic Controllers. Alright, so yeah, that is Cloak only. But anyway, let's get back over to the war section. So that's kind of why I'm liking that kind of hybrid team. Now, there's a couple things that I do like. They are very debuff heavy, so you get a lot of debuffs out on the field. You can kind of mitigate some of the damage that is actually coming from the enemy Colleen Wing. So if you actually use Cloak's ultimate, you can land a blind on her, and you can kind of save yourself about a turn of, getting beat up by all those bonus attacks that Colleen Wing does. Bear with me just a second. There we go. So that's kind of why I like that. Also, with Dagger, actually, you get another kind of round of debuffs. And like I said, if Deathpool is not ability blocked, which I think for me, she normally gets ability blocked because of how high her health is, she can also spread some of those debuffs. So I use Surfer kind of for obvious reasons. Surfer is going to remove the charge effect. So kind of my goal here is to get that ultimate off with Surfer kind of right away and get all of those charges off of Luke Cage. And then I basically, like I said, I chip down Luke Cage and then shift on over to Shang-Chi, Iron Fist, and then it doesn't matter. Now, Loki is not going to do much, really. He's kind of a sacrificial lamb. He's really only in this fight to give Cloak that initial, whatever it was, 20% speed up, is literally the only reason he's here. So you did see, my death pool did get ability blocked, which is okay. So we're actually going to use this ability and target Colleen Wing, because we do want to land the blinds. And the blinds are going to kind of go all over the place, but I definitely always want to make sure Colleen Wing is getting blinded first. So now we're going to go in. We will pop the ultimate with Silver Surfer over here. We get all the charges off of Luke Cage. Now, the only bad thing about this, obviously, is that... and actually, that's kind of an interesting point. I might actually have to try something else. But if you notice there, because of how strong my Silver Surfer is, Colleen Wing over here actually got dropped down. So that actually might be something to consider, and maybe taking off Colleen Wing first. So that might be something I text out, actually, in the next fight. Anyway, so let's kind of keep this going. And let's see... Alright, Surfer is up. We will now go ahead and pop his special. And at this point, we're really just kind of chipping away at Luke Cage over here. He should go down with this one. There we go. So Luke Cage is gone, and our death pool is finally unstunned. We will now go ahead and pop off the ultimate with Dagger, and just get, again, a lot of those debuffs out on the field. They are going to kind of heal themselves up and lose a charge, and kind of get rid of those debuffs. But this team... with especially Dagger, or Cloak and Dagger, it just has so many AoE strong attacks that you're able to kind of really nuke down the enemy pretty quickly. So really, as long as you can keep the team from attacking them just while they're kind of doing their thing, it goes pretty well. So we'll get in there and get rid of Iron Fist over here. And now it's a pretty easy fight. So again, it doesn't really matter who we attack. I'm just going to go after Misty since she's already kind of low. Got rid of her last charge. Now, the other cool thing about this team as well is Cloak does have a pretty strong evasion mechanic that's built into his kit. So he is obviously the squishiest amongst the new warriors. But that evasion definitely kind of helps keep him alive a little bit. So there we go. Nice, quick, simple, easy. Again, this was about a 300k punch down. It doesn't really work for a punch up or even kind of like a punch across. So when I tested this team against Taz, they didn't do so well. You really need that at least, I would say, probably 200k kind of cushion. But let's go ahead. I want to actually test out... possibly charging or attacking Colleen Wing first, and see if that kind of creates some different results with Surfer's ultimate. So again, we will pop in Surfer. So again, we've got just about a 340k punch down. But anyway, so I'm curious to see how this works out, if this actually eliminates Colleen Wing kind of with that ultimate. Still, I think the results will be similar. I think the team will still win, but I'm just curious if it goes a little bit faster or a little bit smoother. Again, we're going to see Loki kind of basically get owned. It's fine. Like I said, he's literally here just to give Cloak speed up, and that's it. And he gets that actually at the start of the match, so it doesn't matter that he dies super early. So really, in actuality, this is kind of like a four-man counter to Heroes for Hire. So let's actually go ahead. We are going to do that ultimate against Colleen Wing and see if that actually gets rid of her early. So I'm curious. She's heal blocked. So yeah, I think that might be actually the way to go. Let's see if we can kind of get her out. Yeah, I think I actually might like that better, because now you're not going to be running into all those bonus attacks from Colleen Wing. You won't be seeing all of those bleeds. Now, obviously, Luke Cage is going to be a little bit tougher to get down. since you have to get rid of his charges, but we managed to get through those charges pretty quickly. So I'm actually going to modify this one, and, while the first fight obviously works, this one is going much faster and much smoother. So my cloak over here is basically at full health, whereas the last match, he was kind of on the brink of death. So yeah, I think I like that a little bit better. So basically, kind of targeting Colleen Wing first when you do have Surfer with you. So you're missing out on all of those kind of bonus attacks that Colleen Wing does. My team is basically at full health, and they're doing pretty good. So I might go ahead and try this team actually against Taz's Heroes for Hire and see if they're able to kind of manage maybe more of a, not as much of a drastic punch down. So we'll do that in a minute. The last team I'm going to talk about, they are not able to defeat Heroes for Hire, at least when I tested it, but now I'm kind of curious about this Colleen Wing thing, so I'm going to try it targeting Colleen Wing first. Now, if you use the New Warriors and Surfer, this is not going to be available to you, but if you don't have New Warriors, this is kind of an alternative way to use your Silver Surfer. So we're basically looking at X Factor plus Surfer, so the Silver Factor, if you will. And typically what I've been doing is I was still going in with that old strategy of fighting Luke Cage first. So I actually want to test out targeting Colleen Wing first and see if I'm actually able to turn this into a win versus a double tap. So in the double tap scenario, basically what I was doing is taking out Luke Cage, and then I was kind of managing to also take out Iron Fist or Shang-Chi, and then basically you'd have to go in with a second attempt and kind of do a cleanup. But I'm curious, if I take out Colleen Wing early, if I'm able to maybe one-shot this. Again, it's not a easy fight, because Surfer does get ability blocked pretty early on, because he does have the highest health amongst this team. But let's see if we can kind of survive long enough to get Surfer to get to his next turn, and then basically pop off that ultimate on Colleen Wing and see if we're able to take her out. So we're doing pretty good so far. The only thing we have to worry about is Luke Cage's obviously taunting, but he is ability blocked, which is one of the nice things about the way this fight kind of goes. The problem now is our Silver Surfer is stunned over here, so let's see if we can get him unstunned in time to basically land that ultimate on Colleen Wing. If not, because of just the way the mechanics of kind of how Heroes for Hire works, this, like I said, is definitely, it's too shottable, or a double tap, depending on, what you want to call it. Whether or not I can actually make it into a one-shot is, let's kind of wait and see. So really kind of just this team is really about kind of using multiple man to kind of just get all those ads going. That way there are additional targets, to basically just stop from, your primary targets. I get kind of getting nuked down. The problem, though, is that Heroes for Hire does have a lot of AoE kind of damage where they kind of, they jump around and they do that chain damage. So a lot of the times they do clear out the multiple men ads pretty easily. But anyway, so we're doing pretty good. If our Surfer could actually ever get a turn, we will try out that Colleen Wing situation. Again, we're just kind of keeping the ads going, using the dupes to basically kind of keep the buffs off of Luke Cage. We're throwing out bleeds just to kind of hopefully get rid of some of these charges. And it actually looks like we're going to be able to kill Luke Cage before Surfer gets his ultimate. So let's kind of keep that going. And here we go. Alright, Surfer is finally getting his turn, and of course he has taunt, so let's actually go in and do the special and kind of get rid of Luke Cage real quick. And yeah, we actually might be able to one-tap this. So this one, I'm not going to call this one a very reliable one, because when I did test this initially, it didn't go so well. It was a double tap. So I'm not, willing to say like this is a 100% sure you're always going to be able to punch down. Some of this is definitely kind of shaping up to be very RNG dependent. Obviously, Silver Surfer, as he kind of continues to go, he starts getting faster, which definitely starts to help him out. But the problem is when he's paired up, at least with my X Factor, he is the highest health, the highest damage, so he does kind of get the brunt of all of those kind of stun and block mechanics that Heroes for Hire have. So we are able to one-tap this, which I'm kind of impressed. It didn't work so well the last time, so I'm not going to say that this is a reliable one-tap thing, and the Colleen Wing strategy doesn't work just because of, Surfer basically getting ability blocked first turn, so you're kind of forced to do your basic, and then he gets stunned from Misty Knight on his next turn. But yeah, that, wasn't too bad. Certainly not the cleanest fight, but I did manage to walk away with everyone still intact, so not bad. Let's go on over now. We're getting a little bit long in the tooth as far as this video goes, so I'm going to go over to Taz's defense. I am going to first show off the kind of clean Infinity Watch counter, and then I'm going to test out the new warriors and see if they are able to kind of replicate their results with a smaller punch down. And so I think Taz is in the med bay. So Taz, his Heroes for Hire are 555k in without the war buff, so basically in practice mode they're 435. So a little bit, about another 100k stronger than Dracarys. Now, obviously, this is a massive punch down for Infinity Watch. Infinity Watch can manage a punch across with the Heroes for Hire. I haven't really tried a punch up too much. The benefit, I guess, is that the iWatch team on all three of my accounts is fairly large, and we just haven't really come across many Heroes for Hire that are bigger than my Infinity Watches. But they can definitely manage a punch across, a punch down, obviously. So what we're going to do, we start things off. We actually want to get some evades going on the field, so I lead with Nebula's ultimate. And the kind of important thing is you want those evades to kind of stay out as long as possible. So what you're going to want to do with Gamora, instead of opening... actually, her evades are all gone. So if she still has evades, don't open with her basic. If she doesn't have evades, though, you can go ahead and open with her special. So if she has evades, basic. If she doesn't have evades, go ahead and open with the special. Now, what we want to do is we want to stop Iron Fist from healing, which I'm actually shocked that he resisted that ability block there. That's actually kind of impressive. It's okay, though. Not a big deal. We'll go back to targeting Luke Cage. But ideally, like I said, if you can land that ability block on Iron Fist, it'll basically stop him from maybe doing one heal. So it kind of gets Luke Cage down a little bit faster. We're not going to go in with the ultimate, get Gamora some increased damage, and that should get rid of Luke Cage right there. Now we will then go switch over to Shang-Chi, and this fight is pretty simple, I would say, once you manage to get rid of Luke Cage. That's kind of the big obstacle. So if you can get him down first, I say, really focus fire on him and just get him taken out. Our Gamora is stunned over here. It's fine. We're going to go in. We're actually going to stun Iron Fist again. We're trying to kind of keep down those heals. Unfortunately, that dropped him a little bit too low on health. Not a big deal. We did Phyla-Vel's ultimate to basically get some death proofs, which creates healing for Infinity Watch, which will keep them going. And let's see, Shang-Chi should have just lost his last charge. And now we'll go ahead and we'll finish off Shang-Chi, and then Iron Fist has actually already lost his charges as well, so he should be really quick to kind of get down. I would say one basic from Gamora will probably take him out. So let's go. We're actually going to pop him in first. There we go. And let's go ahead and finish off Shang-Chi. and now it doesn't really matter. We'll just attack whoever the cursor selects on. Alright, well, Colleen Wing got beat up by a bunch of those counters, so let's go after Colleen Wing first. Her charges are gone, and Misty Knight is about to lose a charge as well. We'll get some heals. And there we go. So Colleen Wing will get some more evades, and Colleen Wing will be down the next turn. I'm not going to waste the basic on her. We'll go ahead and get rid of another charge on Misty Knight. And finish off Colleen Wing over here. And there we go. Nice, easy breezy. Again, this was a fairly large punch down, but this does work even when it's a punch across. You just run into situations where the timing might get a little tighter. So if you're running into situations where your team is timing out, what I would highly recommend is after you get rid of Luke Cage, basically take your mouse, or if you're playing on a phone, after you take out Luke Cage, select Shang-Chi, get rid of Shang-Chi, and then after that you can actually slap it on auto, and the AI will handle the fight pretty well. So lastly, let's go ahead and I want to test this new Warriors team on less of a punch down and see how they do. So boom, we'll go over here again. We are looking at our new Warriors. Again, we're going to get rid of Hela. And there is our Surfer, and there we go. So let's go on in. Now, like I said, Taz's Heroes for Hire are 435k. My new Warriors plus Surfer plus Loki is 635, I think. So let's see how they do up here. And again, we're going to kind of go with that same strategy. We're going to actually use Surfer's ultimate on Colleen Wing, and see if we're able to take her out a little better. Now, I am noticing, like I said, Taz's Heroes for Hire are much bigger than Dracarys's, so we are not doing so well health-wise. But let's go ahead, we'll get that ultimate going. And you notice we had a lot more resists on the field, and that's just because of how built up Taz's Heroes for Hires are. Let's go in, pop the ultimate, see if we can get rid of Colleen Wing. We almost got rid of her. So let's see. This should actually take her out, I think. All right, we got rid of Colleen Wing. So now we are running into the thing where we're not going to have all of those bonus attacks. So if we can kind of just survive the general Heroes for Hire damage, I think we should still be able to do okay. Obviously, this is not going as smoothly as the last one. I have just lost Cloak. But let's see if we can kind of, with the remaining three, kind of get rid of them. At the very least, this would be a solid double tap. So, still not too bad. Yeah, this one's not going as well. But this would definitely kind of set up for the next person to kind of get a double tap in. We've gotten rid of Colleen Wing. We have removed a charge from Iron Fist and Shang-Chi. So the next person that was to essentially go into this fight, if this was a live war, would have a much easier time either taking in one of the teams I recommended or just a higher powered team. So yeah, I mean, I'm not too mad at that. We'll get creamed real fast and finish this off. But yeah, so overall, that's kind of what I am using on Kale for Heroes for Hire counters. So reliably, the new Warriors plus Surfer can kind of punch down about 300k. In the 200k and higher range, you start looking at having to do a possible double tap. The Silver Factor, so X Factor plus Silver Surfer, can RNG punch down about 300k. It's not a guaranteed win, though, so it sometimes might be a double tap. The Secret Avengers do pretty well, and I'm just kind of curious how they do with a not as big punch down, and see if we're able to do that too. But so Secret Avengers can punch down again about 300k, no problem. And then iWatch, like mentioned, can punch across, can punch down, pretty much no problem. So yeah, that's kind of what I've been doing for Heroes for Hire. We'll do this one little last test. It just kind of, I was like, why not? we'll kind of see if they're able to do about a 200k punch down as reliable, or if it becomes a double tap. My thinking is this will probably be a double tap as well. You really kind of just need that 300k buffer to kind of take out Heroes for Hire. Obviously, this will change up when we have the Weapon X team. Yeah, this actually isn't even going to be a double tap. Let's see, though. Let's go in. We're able to land one defense down. We'll get some speed up. Colleen Wing. So let's go ahead and get a stun on Luke Cage if it'll land. Okay. And we've gotten a charge off of Iron Fist. We've gotten a charge off of Colleen. We've got Luke Cage stunned, but we've actually already lost Nick Fury, which he isn't as instrumental to this team, but we're about to lose Kestrel, and without Kestrel, this team is, I mean, not that they're worthless, but they don't certainly have the same power in order to get rid of Infinity Watch, or, I'm sorry, Heroes for Hire. Yeah, so this one again would be a double tap, and not even as good of a reliable double tap. So I would say with your Secret Avengers, if you are using them, I would probably not try to punch up or punch down if it's not 300k or more, to be fair. So yeah, so that's my quick little, some alternative Heroes for Hire counters. Obviously, it is going to depend on having some of those larger teams. But if you have any questions, feel free to bring them my way. As always, if you did find this video helpful, please like and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. Hope everyone is having a good week. Hopefully, this alleviates a little bit of that frustration with Heroes for Hire. I know they're kind of like the apex frustration mechanic right now in War, so hopefully this helps a little bit. Thank you so much for watching. Take it easy and have a good one.